What is brainstorming? Why do we brainstorm? What are good techniques for brainstorming? What are some other suggestions for successful brainstorming? This resource looks to provide answers to these questions. Before we can learn how to brainstorm, first we need to discover what exactly brainstorming is. Brainstorming can be formally defined as, quote, a group problem-solving technique that involves the spontaneous contribution of ideas from all members of the group, unquote. It can also be thought of as, quote, the mulling over of ideas by one or more individuals in an attempt to devise or find a solution to a problem, unquote. In short, brainstorming is a method for creating ideas to fit some situation. But what situations call for brainstorming? Perhaps we have some problem to solve. We have defined our problem very carefully and identified the root causes of the problem, but we need ideas on how to actually solve the problem. Brainstorming is a good way to find many potential solutions and therefore increases our chance of finding the ideal solution. Or maybe we have some creative undertaking, and we need ideas on where to start. Maybe we want to write a story, paint a picture, or compose some music. We could brainstorm what themes, styles, or subject matters we want in our work. Brainstorming is also very useful in the business world. Maybe we want to come up with ideas for a new business. Do we want to provide a service like dog walking or hairstyling? Or do we want to open a franchise for some fast food restaurant? Do we want to manufacture something? Or maybe we already have an existing company and we want to find a way to grow our business. Should we expand to a new market? Or should we try to strengthen our current position? Should we advertise more? And if so, what medium should we use? Internet, print, television, radio, or some other form? Or do we want to create a new product to produce? For example, suppose we run a bakery. Do we want to try making new flavors for our line of cupcakes? Or do we want to try making fruit turnovers? We can brainstorm to find potential answers to these or many other questions. But how exactly does brainstorming work? The first step in brainstorming is to prepare the location. The participants should be comfortable and focused. There should be something upon which to write the ideas, whether it is a whiteboard, a pad of paper, or a computer with projecting ability. The location has to be set up so everyone involved can see the list of ideas as it grows. The people should also be able to see each other. We may want to have refreshments available to ensure everyone stays alert. Then we need to prepare the people. We need to have the best minds to receive the best ideas, so the participants should be selected carefully. We need to assign the role of scribe, someone whose only job is to write down the ideas as they arrive. Next, we want to present the problem. Describe the background. Where did the problem come from, and why does it need to be solved? What criteria must be met to successfully solve the problem? We also want to stress that this session is strictly for idea creation, that we are not judging the ideas or determining which option we will select. We just want to get as many ideas as possible. Then we want to start the actual brainstorming and guide the discussion. Write down all ideas as they come. But what should we focus on as we lead the discussion? We do not want to stifle the flow of ideas. Absolutely any suggestions should be written down. It does not matter if the idea is affordable, realistic, or even possible. We want to write the idea down. While we want the discussion to remain focused on the problem at hand, we also want an organic flow of ideas. Allow the discussion to veer off on tangents for a while. Sometimes tangents are needed to refocus the brain to come up with new ideas. Make sure the conversation stays positive. Ideas are not to be criticized or discussed in length. We have discussed on-site group brainstorming. There are other formats for brainstorming. In silent brainstorms, ideas are written on slips of paper or sticky notes and then compiled. We can also brainstorm online, using a group chat or other cloud technology. It is even possible to brainstorm by yourself, but this limits the possibilities and the ability to build from other people's ideas. The purpose behind brainstorming is to create a large bank of ideas. When the session begins, the ideas will come quickly. After time, the flow of ideas begins to slow. How can we continue to develop new ideas when we reach these sticking points? Look for the resource titled Brainstorming.